KD9MED.
K9MED, okay, Kerry, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. I was on HF for 12 hours this week, 12 hours total. I had 89 contacts, 27 countries, no new countries. 37 of those contacts were to new Japanese stations. If you get on 20 meters at sunrise and just sit it out for the next 3 hours, you're pretty much guaranteed to hear Japan and other parts of Asia, also Oceania. It's just been really good the last couple of weeks there. Brief reset. I guess the contact I'm most proud of is HL3EMT. He's in Cheongju, Korea, and I worked him on 20 meters early in the morning. The city of Cheongju is about 100 miles southeast of Seoul, and the city has an anthem. The title of the anthem is "You Are So Dynamic," and I'm trying to find audio of the song, but I haven't located it yet. Brief reset. I contacted the Russian Arctic research ship RI-41POL. I called him last year, and then this year he saw me on there, so he pounced on me. And he's way up north of the Siberian, whatever you call it, up the northern Siberian Sea. Brief reset. Boy, did I have a lot of big ones get away from me this week. These guys, I heard these guys all day and they couldn't hear me at all. 4W6RU, that's the Russian de-expedition team in East Timor. K9DX, Norfolk Island, boy, I wanted him so bad. 9M3BOB, another East Malaysian station. They keep popping up every week, but they can't hear me. Brief reset. One station in the Philippines. I'm sorry I didn't write down the call on that one. And now here's a really weird one. I heard, and this guy was one of the strongest signals I heard yesterday morning. And it's a PB8 call. And folks, that's a North Korean call. And he didn't come back to me, but boy was he loud for 3 transmissions. Weirdest thing I've ever heard. That's about it. KD9MED.
Kerry, I'll tell you what, congratulations that not being bad for 12 hours this week on HF, all those contacts you made. I think that 89 contacts, 27 countries, I think that's great. Okay, sounds good. Let me get on my, okay, hold on, let me get got my logbook here. Okay, now, okay, I did not make any contact for Canada Day, but I did make 7 contacts on 13 counties. It looks like for all intents and purposes, that's probably all I'm going to get. I probably won't be getting any more. I think they closed down, I think at 11 p.m. Eastern time, I don't know. But these are the contacts I have. It was a Kilo 2 Kilo in the New Hampshire, Kilo 2 Mike in the Pennsylvania, Kilo 2 Foxtrot in Maryland, Kilo 2 Bravo in Virginia, Kilo 2H in Massachusetts. Now the 2 contacts I made yesterday, final 2 contacts, Kilo 2 Alpha in New York, and the Kilo 2 Charlie in Rhode Island. So if that's the case, I probably will not have as many. Last year I had 8 check-ins. I needed 2 more to at least have more contacts than I did the last year. If that's the case, Kerry, I'm not going to bother you with getting the certificate, because I'll just keep the one I have. We'll just see what happens next year. So those are my 7 contacts for 13 colonies.
Well, you're doing a lot better on the 13 colonies than I did. I haven't been able to raise a single one of the one-by-one calls like you did. I hear them, but they don't hear me. Now, one of them that I did work was GB13COL in England. So that's my 13 colonies contact. If you do decide you want to do the certificate this year, Jimmy, I'll call you or whatever. You can give me the details and we can send the log in. It's no big deal. KD9MED.
Okay, well, I'll tell you who made contacts in all 13 colonies and all 3 bonus stations. That was John, KD9OEJ in McConnell, Illinois. He told me that I told him about the 13 colonies. Well, he's only been on the air as a hammer about a year or two, a couple years or what have you. And he made all 13 contacts plus with those 3 bonus stations. He's going to send the information into the powers that be, and he'll probably get a certificate there.
Now, you guys are good. That's I would find that very difficult to do myself. KD9MED.
Okay, all the contacts were on the 20 meters except for the last one. No, 2 of them. On the Kilo 2 Alpha New York on 7.250 and the Kilo 2 Charlie and the Rhode Island on 7.228. I'd say that station, and Wednesday night, that station in Massachusetts, I was at Kilo 2 at the hotel. He was on the 40 meters, but he ended up switching over to 20 meters. So that's where I made my contact on the 20 meters.
Yeah, I think some of those stations actually operate multiple operators on multiple bands simultaneously. When I've tried to reach them, I've tried to reach them on FTA, you know. So they must have like more than one operator for each call working it.
Okay, sounds good. Well, Kerry, thank you very much. And if you want to give me a phone call, we'll see what happens. I got all the necessary information. We'll see what happens. Thanks anyway. Anybody else have any DX reports you'd like to pass along?
KC9RGG.
H9RGG. Okay, Norm, what do you got for us?
Well, I'm pretty impressed with the work that people did on the 13 colonies. You got me interested in this last year when you said that you made a bunch of contacts. So I kind of read up on it a little bit, and I tuned up the radio, and I tried to make some contacts. But I got to be honest with you, I'm running a Flex 1500. I drive it at about 5 watts, and breaking through those pile-ups can be a real problem. I worked for a couple hours this last week, and I made 2 13 colony contacts. K2C and let's see, K2H. Those are both ones that you made. And that's about all I've had time for. I'm not going to sit here for hours and say KC9RGG and not get any response.
Well, I think the last 2 stations. Let's see. Oh yeah, that Kilo, especially that Kilo 2 Charlie in Rhode Island. It took me almost about a good hour to try to make a contact with him. I finally made a contact with him on the 40 meters. But that's what I do. I keep calling and calling and calling. Kilo Charlie 9, Golf Charlie Romeo. And other stations said, who said, Echo Charlie station, come back, and what have you. But sometimes it takes me about forever in a day to work those stations.
Well, I wish I had more time to sit here and work on the microphone, but I just don't. I got too many other things to do, but congratulations to everybody particularly that worked all of those 13 stations and the bonus stations. That's quite an accomplishment. Not so much DX, but just getting through the pileups.
Yeah, that's for sure. Thanks, Norm. I don't really look to contact all 13 counties. That's virtually impossible. But at least what I tried to do is hopefully I tried to make more contacts than I did last year or a couple of years ago or what have you.
Keep trying.
Okay, sounds good, Norm. Hey, thanks for checking in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes with the roundtable. So, okay. Thanks. Any other station have any DX reports they'd like to pass along? Well, okay. Let's move on then to the swap nets. All IMC bulk order trailer must be related to hobbies of ramp trading or computers. All IMC bulk order trailer must be the property of or possession of the person who wants to get rid of stuff. May mention price over the air, but any handling should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does anybody have any swap net traffic to pass along? Okay, now, this is some swap net traffic from last week. Richard, N9CO, has 1,000 feet of Alomar cable. You can contact him at area code 815-547-8686. Area code 815-547-8686 if you want those 1,000 feet of Alomar cable. Okay. Before we proceed any further, do we have any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? You're coming home with your Friday Night fish fry, steak fried, grocery shopper, or the show. If you've just you just came home, you just turned your radio on and been copying the mail for the last 37, 38 minutes. This is your chance of checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Remember where the region without traffic, please call K9 GCR. Great DX reports tonight. That's great. Okay, let's move on. What is your favorite holiday? We just got done celebrating 4th of July. I want to know, what is your favorite holiday? Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Labor Day, St. Patrick's Day, what have you? Let's see. Larry, K9 KTT, the Duke, the King of CW. What is your favorite holiday? Oh, that's right. Yeah, short time. Okay, we'll move on then. Then on SBJ, it's not a short time. W9AXD Matt in Rockford. What is your favorite holiday?
KC9GCR, W3MBX. Good evening, Jimmy and the net. I gotta say Thanksgiving. It's getting close to Christmas time. It's fall. I love the fall, and no pressure of presents and all that kind of stuff. Just fellowship with family and friends, and great food and great company, and it's got to be my favorite. Back to net.
That's what John K9RFD McConnell says too. I was talking to him yesterday. He said the same thing. He likes Thanksgiving. He likes to eat turkey. He likes to watch football. And you know what? That's one of my favorite holidays too. Of course, last year, Norm, K9, RGG, and Carol came down. They took me to Semino's Little Italy here in Freeport. We had our Thanksgiving dinner there, and I definitely had a wonderful time there. But oh yeah. Then okay. Well, Matt, that sounds good. Thanks for your input there. Yeah. Here's the only thing is, you no more than sit down and eat your fish, your Thanksgiving turkey, your goose, or what have you, and you turn the TV on, they show those stupid Christmas movies. Who in the hell cares about Christmas when you're celebrating Thanksgiving? That's the way I look at it. Okay, man, thanks for checking in. N9EGF Kevin, what's going on with you? What is your favorite holiday?
KC9GCR N9EGF. Hi, Jimmy and everybody on the net. I think I have to agree with Matt. I think Thanksgiving is the top of my list. I enjoy the food. Usually I end up cooking a good part of it. I enjoy that part. And, eating the bird for a couple of days afterwards is all good. And the friends and family that you share with is kind of a good time and a good memory in my book. So that would be my vote there, Jimmy. And other than that, nothing else new to report from this end, but thanks for doing what you do, and hopefully the boys are listening, Tony and Madden, and we enjoy having you part of the ham radio community, even though you don't have a license yet. So back to you, Jimmy. KC9GCR N9EGF.
And thank you for all you do, Kevin. I sure appreciate this. So. Okay, thanks for checking in. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. All right, AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe, what is your favorite holiday?
This is AC9NW. I'd have to say Christmas. It has the most fond memories and has a big variety of music. It's kind of a break from, it's the coldest part of the year usually. It breaks things up a little bit during that time of year when there's not much else to do or that's going on. So that's what I have here. AC9NW, back to net.
Okay, sounds good there, Tom. Hey, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. Thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. KD9SSV, Mike and Roscoe, what is your favorite holiday?
Yeah, KB9SSV here. Oh, I like them all. I like eating the bird at Thanksgiving and the Christmas presents when the kids are opening them up on Christmas. And of course, July 4th, commemorating our country here. But when it's all said and done, the holiday that I most enjoy is New Year's Day. You're not buying any presents or worrying about who got any presents or cleaning up after the bird or cleaning up fireworks debris. It's just a pure relaxation day. So I'm going to go with New Year's Day. Back to you, Jimmy.
I'll tell you what, you definitely got to be cleaning up fireworks debris on the New Year's Day, because New Year's Eve, they'll be setting off any fireworks that are still left over from 4th of July. They set them off on New Year's Eve. You definitely hear a lot of them go off for sure.
Yeah, but you won't see them in the snow.
Yeah, okay, sounds good there, Mike. Okay, hey, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. Maybe we'll catch you on the right tune that tomorrow night. Dale, KD9YBG, what is your favorite holiday?
KD9YBG. I kind of agree with those other guys. I think Thanksgiving. Other than that, they're all kind of about equal to me, but probably Thanksgiving stands out a little bit more. So that's about what I would pick. KD9YBG, back to net.
This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater Rapper, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net, February. Okay, Dale, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. So Thanksgiving seems to be winning the day here. So okay, thanks for checking in. Jamie, W9JTC, what is your favorite holiday?
Well, good evening, Jimmy. Everybody on the net, W9JTC here. You know, that's a tough one. I'm kind of tossed between Thanksgiving and Christmas, but you know, I think to be quite honest, I'm more of a Christmas person myself. We don't do anything crazy, but you know, both holidays there's a lot of cleanup to do because we have a lot of family come over here, so there's always a lot of cleanup and you're me and the wife are both pretty exhausted after the holiday, but it's going to be great now because my grandson's getting old enough. He's 19 months now, so he's going to get to the point where we're going to start enjoying it more because he's going to start, you know, being more involved with it instead of just sitting there looking at everybody. So, anyway, hopefully that. Yep, I'm gonna have to go for the Christmas one myself. They're just kind of a tiebreaker. Anyway, thanks, Jimmy, and back to you. Thanks for running the net and great topic. W9JTC.
Oh, you're welcome, Jamie. Well, I figured after the 4th of July, I thought, well, I think I may have done this last year, too. I'll have to look at my archives, my Friday Night Fun Net archives. I think we did something similar last year, so at this time. So, okay, sounds good. Thanks. I figure, what the heck? We just got done celebrating the 4th. Why not ask everybody what their favorite holiday is? Okay, thanks for checking in, Jamie. KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle, what is your favorite holiday? Yeah, okay, Mike, I know where you're coming from on that end there. So, okay, thanks for checking in, Mike. Okay, now, K9RFD Norm. I don't think I need to ask you what your favorite holiday is. I know it's Thanksgiving. Go ahead.
KC9GCR, KC9RGG. Yeah, Thanksgiving is right up there, Jim, but I've got to be honest with you. I think Christmas is probably a little bit higher on my list. I like Christmas because I correspond with people that I only talk to once a year. And some of them I even surprise with gifts. I think about them and I see things that they might enjoy, and I send them to them, and I'm surprised. They usually like it, but Thanksgiving is the time to pig out, and yes, Carol and I really enjoyed the Italian restaurant down there in Freeport, and if you want a date for there again this year, let's talk about this a little bit later on, and we'd like to do it again. So KC9GCR, KC9RGG.
Okay, Norm, sounds good. Yeah, I had a wonderful time there at Semino's Little Italy. Actually, that was the second year in a row I went there. The previous year, Brandon, K9LOA, and I went over there. That is definitely a fine restaurant. Yeah, I think maybe we'll do it again this year. We'll talk about that later. Norm, thanks for checking in. I better let you go so you can hit the hay. By the way, I listened to Farm Progress America, which Max Armstrong used to do. That new announcer was on there. As far as I'm concerned, he ain't worth a hoot. I said, I'm just not going to listen to that show anymore. Same with Midwest Digest. So Max Armstrong and Orion Samuelson will never be replaced. Not in my book. Okay, sounds good. Thanks for checking in, Norm. You have a good evening. We'll talk to you next week. Okay, AC9GO, Larry in Rockton, he's gone. So we'll move on to Kerry, K9MED. Kerry, what is your favorite holiday?
This is KD9MED. I'll vote for Christmas. The birth of our Lord, and also the same week we have the the winter solstice, so that's when the days start getting longer again, and that's always a nice thing a nice season to go through. KD9MED.
Okay, Kerry, I understand where you're coming from. That's yeah. Winter solstice, whenever that happens, I always think 6 more months of summer. You bet. Okay, Kerry, thanks for checking in and for that wonderful, excellent DX report you passed along. Okay, that concludes my list. We have 8 more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please go now.
KC9CFL.
K9 CFL, good evening, Mike. What's going on with you? What is your favorite holiday?
Well, I moved today, so now I live in McChesney Park, so I got to update my license. So that's pretty interesting. I hate moving. If I die and go to hell, that's what they're going to have me do, is move every day. It's horrible. My favorite holiday, well, I am born on Christmas Day, so Christmas has always been a rough one for me. You know, you kind of get gypped. Thanksgiving is great because I love the food, but my #1 holiday is Halloween. I love all the costumes and the gore and the decorations, and it's just awesome. KC9 CFL, back to net control.
That's what our W9GU, or W9 Grumpy Uncle, as he calls, was saying too, as I talked to him earlier this afternoon. He said his holiday was, his favorite holiday was Halloween too.
Yeah, it's fun, and I got a friend that does it up really nice. You know, he's got all the machines that move and the foggers and the little girls in the swing that, you know, their head spins around, and he loves it.
Sounds good. I hear you. Okay, Mike, I better let you go so you get plenty of rest, or you're definitely tuckered out from all that moving. Congratulations on your new QTH, and yeah, you're gonna have to notify the FCC about your change of address there. So okay, yeah. And next year I gotta renew my license there too. I want to do that here we park here. Okay, Mike, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks a lot, Jimmy. You have a wonderful weekend yourself. KC9 CFL is back to net control and clear.
Okay, at this time, we have 8 more stations I check the Friday Night Fun Net. Please go now.
KC9GCR. Here is KC9YI, Kilo Charlie 9 Yankee India.
K9YI, hey, Scott Monroe, your signal is good. You got a pretty good signal coming to the repeater tonight there. So what's going on with you? I'm asking everybody what your favorite holiday is.
Real good, Jim. Yeah, our company just left, and we had a nice meal, and yeah, the band seems to be open tonight. The repeater's coming in a little stronger than it normally does, so well, I guess my favorite holiday is Christmas. I'll go along with the Christmas crowd there. That's the one I think that I look forward to the most.
Yeah, that sounds good there. You know what? I'll tell you what. Usually I'm not big on Christmas, but this Christmas last year, I'll tell you what. What made my Christmas was when Kirk KD9MED, the rah-rah president, announced during the net time was the 2022 rah-rah ham of the year. So I got early in the month of January, he and Kevin, NIEGF came to my location here. They presented me with this plaque I got hanging up on the wall. That really made my Christmas last year.
Oh yeah, that's a nice present, that's for sure. And yeah, you must have a pretty nice ham shack. I guess I've never looked at. I don't know if you got it on the web page or on QRZ or anything, but I ought to look that up sometime. But sounds like you've got a nice
that's for sure. That was great. That was great. So, okay, Scott, I'm gonna let you go. You have a good evening. Thanks for checking in, and we'll catch you on the Green County Net this coming Sunday night.
Sounds good, Jim. You have a good weekend. I guess, what is it? There's some kind of doings going on in Freeport this weekend. So, anyway, you have a good weekend, and hopefully we'll catch you Sunday. KC9GCR, this is KC9YI.
Yeah, William Tuddy Baker Day. That's the first time since 2001 they brought that celebration back. There's a Ferris wheel downtown. Channel 13 had news coverage of that. They're going to have tonight. It was a music on Chicago, and they're going to have all the carnival and what have you, the food stuff and what have you. They're even going to have fireworks tomorrow night. They'll be getting underway at about this time. Now I'll be able to see them from my QTH here. Okay, Scott. 7-3. Thank you for checking in. K9RFD Repeater, be clear. Okay, we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay. Now, if the boys are listening, we're going to do Friday Night Fun Net trivia. This is, we're going to just read text questions only. This is for the benefit of those people who are studying for their first ham radio license, especially for Tony and Men. So, a lot of people listen to us. They can't listen to police communications anymore unless you have a very expensive scanner. So they listen to us for the heck of it, and of course a lot of the new potential new ham radio operators will listen to us there too. So okay, all right. These questions are first are from the Commission's rules. Let's see. Okay. First question is, why should you not set your transmit frequency to be exactly at the edge of an amateur band or subband? A, to allow for calibration error in the transmitter frequency display. B, so that modulation sidebands do not extend beyond the band edge. C, to allow for a transmitter frequency drift. D, all these choices are correct. Why should you not set your transmit frequency to be exactly at the edge of an amateur band or subband? A, to allow for calibration error in the transmitter frequency display. B, so that modulation sidebands do not extend beyond the band edge. C, to allow for a transmitter frequency drift. D, all these choices are correct. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KC9YI.
Go ahead, Scott.
I would say D is in Delta.
You are correct, Scott. You are correct. Why should you not set your transmit frequency to be exactly at the edge of an amateur band or subband? A, to allow for calibration error in the transmitter frequency display. B, so that modulation sidebands do not extend beyond the band edge. C, to allow for transmitter frequency drift. Well, the correct answer is D delta. All of these choices are correct. 97.101A, 97.301A-E. Amateurs are allowed to use any frequency in a band, but have to be careful when operating near the edge of the band. All of the signal must be inside the band. Since radios display the carrier of frequency, remember to leave room for the signal's sideband. Ham radio license manual page 5-7. Next question. Which of the following indicates that a station is listening on a repeater and looking for a contact? A. CQ followed by the repeater's call sign. B. The station's call sign followed by the word monitoring. C. The repeater call sign followed by the station's call sign. D. QSY followed by your call sign. Wait a minute. Which of the following indicates that a station is listening on a repeater and looking for a contact? A. CQ followed by the repeater's call sign. B. The station's call sign followed by the word monitoring. C. The repeater call sign followed by the station's call sign. D. QSY followed by your call sign. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay. Which of the following indicates that a station is listening on a repeater and looking for a contact? The correct answer is B, Bravo, the station's call sign followed by the word monitoring. Because repeaters usually have a strong signal on a known frequency, it's not necessary to make a long transmission to attract listeners tuning by. The easiest way is to just give your call sign followed by monitoring. Ham radio license manual page 6-4. Okay. Yeah. Just a minute. Oh, I'm gonna skip that one. Let's see. All right. Okay. What does the scanning function of an FM transceiver do? A. Checks incoming signal deviation. B. Prevents interference to nearby repeaters. C. Tunes through a range of frequencies to check for activity. D. Checks for messages left on a digital bulletin board. What does the scanning function of an FM transceiver do? A. Checks incoming signal deviation. B. Prevents interference to nearby repeaters. C. Tunes through a range of frequencies to check for activity. D. Checks for messages left on a digital bulletin board. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
KD9MED, Kurt and Roscoe, Rah present. Okay, Kurt, what do you say?
Say it's an answer. C is in Charlie.
You are correct, Kurt. You are correct. What does the scanning function of an FM transceiver do? The correct answer, C, Charlie, tunes through a range of frequencies to check for activity. Repeater frequencies are evenly spaced in channels, so you know exactly what frequency to use when you do find or select a repeater. You can also use the scanning function of your radio to listen for activity on repeater or simplex channels. Ham radio license manual page 6-10. Okay, Kurt, what's going on with you? And the question this week, we just got done celebrating 4th of July, and I'm asking everybody, what is your favorite holiday? Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, or what have you? What'd you say?
KC9GCR, KE9N. Well, what's going on with me? We had a good 4th of July, just had my kids and grandkids over, and my mother was over, so we did that. It was a little humid and hot, but, those days are going to come around in the summertime. And, I just finished up a piece of Drake radio gear that I was kind of restoring, so I got that done this last week. Favorite holiday? I really don't have one, Jimmy. I kind of enjoy them all. And so I really don't have a favorite holiday, because anytime a holiday rolls around, typically our family gets together. Our family gets together. So in the spirit of whatever holiday you're celebrating, I guess it's all about family getting together and talking and laughing and doing this and that. So I really just don't even have a favorite. Over.
Okay, sounds good, Kurt. Nothing wrong with that. That's the way it is with a lot of people too. Yeah, I had a good 4th of July too. Mess around with 13 colonies. I did not make any contacts on that day. I've got 7 so far, and it looks like that's probably where I will end up. Although after this net's over, I'm going to see if I can pick up anybody on there. I believe that ends at about 11 o'clock tonight. I'm not positive, but oh yeah, I got to see fireworks on TV on Channel 39 in Rockford and then New York City, Washington D.C. and the neighborhood. All the neighborhoods around here set off fireworks. I'll tell you what, I was outside listening for fireworks at 2:30 on Wednesday morning the 5th. They were still setting off fireworks.
Yeah, I understand. I've kind of had my fill of fireworks. I didn't set any off, but the neighbors did from probably the day before to the day after, and I'm kind of done with fireworks, at least listening to that.
Okay, well, at least for 6 months yet, because you know on New Year's Eve there'll be any fireworks left over from the 4th will definitely be set off on New Year's Eve.
Oh, that's true. That's true. New Year's Eve, and then you have it. I guess part of it is it's a bit more muffled because, you know, you got the windows shut and things like that. So it's a little different that way. But regardless, you know, it kind of comes and goes with the holidays, and that's fine.
I see that there is a bill that's being introduced in the Illinois legislature which would allow the sale of fireworks in Illinois, especially the ones that are now illegal. So that I think I think the reason is that all the surrounding states have those. You can buy those fireworks. I always say people go up to Wisconsin or down to Missouri to buy those kind of fireworks, which you can't have here. But we'll see how far that goes.
Well, I don't know. You know, the only reason it will be pushed through is because in Illinois, of course, they'll charge you sales tax, and that's what they're after, is money. So, hey, we'll see what happens.
Sounds good. Okay, just wanted to let you know, Dean, K9FLO has not yet checked in.
Okay, well, I'll hang around till about 9:30, maybe 9:45, somewhere in there. He was getting a new roof today, so you better be careful with him, Jimmy. He might have his old roof for sale on the swap net.
Okay, Kurt, thanks. Well, let me know. We'll see what happens. Okay, Kurt, thanks for checking in.
Okay, take care, and I'll be listening. KE9N.
Okay, do we have any more stations we want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, let's continue with the Friday Night Fun Net trivia. What are we going to do next? Oh no. I read that question a while back. I'm not reading that again. So, alright. I'm not going to read that one either. Oh boy. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, these are some electrical questions here, electrical principles here. Okay. What is the voltage across a 2-ohm resistor if a current of 0.5 amperes flows through it? A, 1 volt. B, 0.25 volts. C, 2. Just a minute, I'm going to read this again. What is the voltage across a 2-ohm resistor if a current of 0.5 amperes flows through it? A, 1 volt. B, 0.25 volts. C, 2.5 volts. D, 1.5 volts. What is the voltage across a 2-ohm resistor if a current of 0.5 amperes flows through it? A, 1 volt. B, 0.25 volts. C, 2.5 volts. D, 1.5 volts. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay. What is the voltage across a 2-ohm resistor if a current of 0.5 amperes flows through it? The correct answer is A alpha, 1 volt. We'll see if we can find another question here. Okay, here's one. What is a transceiver? A device that combines a receiver and transmitter. B, a device for matching feed line impedance to 50 ohms. C, a device for automatically sending and decoding Morse code. D, a device for converting receiver and transmitter frequencies to another band. What is a transceiver? A device that combines a receiver and transmitter. B, a device for matching the feed line impedance to 50 ohms. C, a device for automatically sending and decoding Morse code. D, a device for converting receiver and transmitter frequencies to another band. Anybody correct to answer this question?
KE9N.
Go ahead, Kurt.
Go with A as an alpha.
You are correct, Kurt. You are correct. What is a transceiver? Correct answer is A alpha, a device that combines a receiver and a transmitter. Most amateur equipment combines the transmitter and receiver into a single piece of equipment called a transceiver, abbreviated XCVR. A transmit receiver or TR switch allows the transmitter and receiver to share a single antenna. And radio license manual page 2-7. All right. Okay, just hold on here. I already read that one. I don't want to read that one again. Okay. Which of the following actions should you take if a neighbor tells you that your station's transmissions are interfering with their radio or TV reception? A, make sure that your station is functioning properly and that it does not cause interference to your own radio or television when it is tuned to the same channel. B, immediately turn off your transmitter and contact the nearest FCC office for assistance. C, install a harmonic doubler on the output of your transmitter and tune it until the interference is eliminated. D, all these choices are correct. Which of the following actions should you take if a neighbor tells you that your station's transmissions are interfering with their radio or TV reception? A, make sure that your station is functioning properly and that it does not cause interference to your own radio or television when it is tuned to the same channel. B, immediately turn off your transmitter and contact the nearest FCC office for assistance. C, install a harmonic doubler on the output of your transmitter and tune it until the interference is eliminated. D, all these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
KE9N.
Go ahead, Kurt.
I'll go with A as an alpha.
You are correct, Kurt, you are correct. Which of the following actions should you take if a neighbor tells you that your station's transmissions are interfering with their radio or TV reception? Correct answer is A, alpha. Make sure that your station is functioning properly and it does not cause interference to your own radio or television when it is tuned to the same channel. Regardless of the source, you can reduce or eliminate much interference by making sure your own station follows good amateur practices for grounding and filtering. Eliminate interference in your own home appliances and televisions first. And radio license manual page 9-9. Okay. Which of these items would be useful for a hidden transmitter hunt? A, calibrated SWR meter. B, a directional antenna. C, a calibrated noise bridge. D, all of these choices are correct. Which of these items will be useful for a hidden transmitter hunt? A, calibrated SWR meter. B, a directional antenna. C, a calibrated noise bridge. D, all of these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
Well, seeing as no one's going to answer the questions, this is KE9N. My answer is B as in Bravo.
You are correct, Kurt. You are correct. Yeah, those of you who participate in box hunts should know the correct answer to this question by heart, and Kurt knew it, but that is correct. Which of these items will be useful for elimination? Let's do that again. Which of these items would be useful for a hidden transmitter hunt? Correct answer is B, Bravo, a directional antenna. All right.
I think it should have been F.
Hello, Kurt. Gene, how you doing?
Pretty good, Jimmy. Hey, how's it going tonight? I figured I better get down there and get the radio fired up and check on the net and how it's going. KC9GCR, K9FO, and I think I heard the tail end of Kurt in there too. Good evening to Kurt.
Yeah, you did there. So, I'm doing fine. I'm asking everybody what their favorite holiday is, whether Easter, 4th of July, Christmas, New Year's, St. Patrick's Day, or what have you.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to have to say New Year's. Not necessarily because of partying or anything like that, but because I made it another year. It seems to be becoming much more of a challenge nowadays there, Jimmy.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Well, that's the way it is. A lot of people there. It's just another year and what have you there. So, okay, sounds good. Okay, you and Kurt go at it. So we'll be at standby here. Go ahead.
K9FLO, KE9N.
KE9N, K9FLO. Did you get some rain there tonight?
Yeah, a little bit actually. Feels real good. The temperature's just perfect. We turned off the air conditioning and I opened up a window in my room. So yeah, everything is fine that way. But when I was going to work this morning, holy cow, how tall was it to the top of that boom truck?
Boy, I don't know, because I was on the other side and in the house kind of looking out the window and staying away from it. But it was, yeah, and he was picking up a whole, what do they call them, a square? I'm not sure what it is. It's got a, anyway, it looked awfully heavy.
That, and I was just surprised how tall the boom was on that. My gosh, that was really tall. I told Jimmy earlier he's going to have to watch out for you when you check in here. You're going to be trying to sell him an old roof.
Yeah, darn, I'm going to miss it. Yeah, it took them 8 hours to do it. Man, they were here at 7 o'clock hitting it, or really getting into it. So glad that's over with after all this time and worrying, and you know, it's and already within hours after having it done was able to do a rain test on it, and I think it leaked.
No, you're kidding, really?
No, I'm kidding. Actually, I don't even know if I could tell, but yeah, they looks nice and pretty and that, and did a, as far as I can tell, a real good job. My neighbor down below me had the same company too. He was real pleased with them, and a pretty good size outfit out of I think they're out of New Milford, and they got I think 5 crews they have. And he said they're just still swamped. He said they're running still about 2 to 3 weeks behind. And every time a storm comes in there, because of course they service a lot of the Rockford area, and those parts getting hit by that hailstorm again, and it's just driving them nuts. But as he said, boy, this is when we make our money, because in the wintertime we don't do a whole lot of roofing business. But nice to have it done, not have to worry about it anymore. And, the wife is very happy having a nice, clean, bare roof, if you know what I mean.
Well, I know. That's where I was going to give you a hard time and go, you know, you're going to put all those antennas back on and add a couple more, aren't you?
Not if I want to live here. No, they're, I got the cobweb down on the side and the back, so that one there, I'm going to bring it up, try to get into breakfast tomorrow and see if I can find somebody that'll want it. Because I think that's only about, 4 years old, maybe 4 or 5 years old. I'll have to pull my paperwork on it, and it's in good shape, works fine, but I hate to, you know, just kind of dispose of it. I'd rather kind of get rid of somebody that can need it. Find a nice new ham that needs a cobweb type antenna.
Well, yeah, it can't be that old, because I remember helping you put it up there. K9FLO, KE9N.
I sure do. That was you and Chuck and Greg, I think, was down there, I believe, if I remember right. Yeah, that was a challenge getting that up there, too. It wasn't the most easy antenna to handle. It's like handling one of those clotheslines, one of the old clotheslines that would sit out in the backyard, and you'd spin it around. So, yeah, you know, I'm going to have to look it up, see how old that is. I'm saying about 4 or 5 years old, somewhere around there. And it should be fine for somebody. It's all still fully assembled. Bring it up tomorrow at the breakfast. See, hey, I got an HF. I have no idea what it's worth, but I would think I'd let it go pretty easy. What do you think what value on something like that would be?
You know, Dean, I really just wouldn't know what the value would be or should be. You got me on that. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't either. Just feel a guess on it, and I don't want to disassemble it just because of the work put together and all calibrated as such. So the one thing I'm going to do that I salvaged out of that is the coax, and that's got some of that low loss RG8. I'm going to use that and replace my RG8X going up to the dipole. I think I'll have that going up to that there and eliminate any potential issues there. Just because I got it and put it to use, and it's going to be better than RG8X, I think. I hope. At least it looks like it on the meter. What else happened? That's about it. All day was roofing day, so that was big excitement for the day. Not much radio. I didn't even get checked this morning, so I really messed up there. K9N, K9FL, and the Jimmy Nut.
Yeah, very good. Quick question. You going to breakfast tomorrow then, for sure?
Yeah, Chuck's already called me on it, so he's got me in a corner, so I'll be there.
Okay. You're in the corner already. Okay. Well, anyhow, I just kind of wondered if I get up and I feel okay, I think I'm going to go as well.
That sounds good. I think they're going to do a Fox hunt tomorrow, too. I've got one of the contractors coming over tomorrow morning after breakfast, so just in other words, they're wanting some money. So I got to come home for that instead of the Fox hunt thing. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's always a good breakfast, and it meets all my health needs and all that good type stuff. KD9N, K9FL.
Okay, well, that sounds good. Again, hopefully I'll be able to get up and be able to move around okay and get there, so be good to see you. All right, well, I'll turn it over to you then, Dean. And if you want to give it back to Jimmy, that'll be fine. I'll be listening, I don't know, for about 15 minutes or so, and then I think I'll probably go to bed. K9FLO, KE9N.
Tell you what, Kurt, I'm going to be right behind you. I've been up since 6 a.m. this morning, and this has been a long day, so I'm not used to that. I'm a little bit later person in the morning. All right, take care of 7 trees. Hopefully catch you tomorrow. And Jimmy, let me shoot it back to you and see what's happening there, and I'll just check out of here and sit on the side. KC9GCR, K9FL.
Okay, Dean and Kurt, sounds good. You guys have a good evening. You guys will get plenty of sleep tonight. I know that for a fact. Okay, thanks to both of you for that checking in, and Dean will definitely talk to you next Friday night. So okay, sounds good. Do we have any more stations who would like to check in the Friday night fun at this time? Please go now. Okay, he's already. Okay, I got him checked in there. Pat in Warren, Illinois. He's checked in there. Mike, thank you very much. Okay, any more stations wishing to check into the Friday night fun net? Please go now. Okay, we're continuing with the Friday Night Fun Net trivia segment. All right, let's, I read that question. I'm not reading that again. Okay, here's another one. What is standing wave ratio, or SWR? A, a measure of how well a load is matched to a transmission line. B, the ratio of amplifier power output to input. C, the transmitter efficiency ratio. D, an indication of the quality of your station's ground connection. What is standing wave ratio, SWR? A, a measure of how well a load is matched to a transmission line. the ratio of amplifier power output to input. C, the transmitter's efficiency ratio. D, an indication of the quality of your station's ground connection. Anybody have the correct answer to this question? Okay, what is standing wave ratio, SWR? Correct answer is A alpha, a measure of how well a load is matched to a transmission line. Because SWR is determined by the amount of forward and reflective power, SWR in the antenna system is also a measure of how well the antenna, load, and feed line impedances are matched. And radio license manual page 4-10. Okay. I think this will be the last question of the evening. I want to make sure I didn't read this. All right. Okay. All right. What are the toughest questions in the text, general, and extra Q&A? Your tower questions, of course. You new hams, someday you're going to be involved in a tower climbing expedition. You're either going to be climbing the tower itself or you're going to be part of the ground crew. This next question might put you over the top. If you answer this question correctly, this question might put you over the top as far as getting your ticket goes. All right. Under what circumstances is it safe to climb a tower without a helper or observer? A, when no electrical work is being performed. B, when no mechanical work is being performed. C, when the work being done is not more than 20 feet above the ground. D, never. Under what circumstances is it safe to climb a tower without a helper or observer? A, when no electrical work is being performed. B, when no mechanical work is being performed. C, when the work being done is not more than 20 feet above the ground. D, never. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Okay. Under what circumstances is it safe to climb a tower without a helper or observer? Correct answer is D, delta, never. Having a ground crew is important. Avoid climbing alone whenever possible because it's never safe. And radio license manual page 919. That concludes Friday Night Fun Net Trivia for this week. We'll do it again next Friday night. Are there any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, I'm going to give you a rundown of all the other nets we have in the area. In about 25 minutes at 10 p.m., if you're able to pick up the 443.750 repeater in Chicago with a PL 114.8 pulse offset. Night watch net gets underway. That net runs 7 nights a week. It all depends on how many net control operators it has. Last night they got done in less than an hour. That's highly unusual. So, okay, that if you cannot get into that repeater, they do have EchoLink capabilities. That repeater is located on one of the tall buildings in Chicago, about 500 feet above ground, overlooking Lincoln Park in Chicago. Don't forget the Saturday evening rag tune net tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. here on this repeater. We go around about 3 or 4 times, talk about different stuff. Net control usually brings up a subject. If you like that subject, you can talk about it. If you want to bring up something else, that's fine too. That's what it's all about, rag tuning. Then the Saturday Night Fun Net in Milwaukee meets also at 8 p.m. on the 149 6.910 repeater in Milwaukee. Well, technically that repeater is located at New Berlin, Wisconsin. That has a PL of 127.3 minus offset. You have to check it in a certain way, and some of the topics they talk about, I wouldn't even dream of bringing them up on this net. Okay, Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe with a PL 123.0 minus offset. The Greene County Aries Races net airs. Scott K9YI is net control. Now, there was not a net the last Sunday because of 4th of July weekend, but that's a combination of Aries, Races, and the Rag 2 net. Sometimes they go about an hour and a half to 2 hours. That depends on how many people check in and what subjects are brought up. Okay, the first of all, the Big Thunder Amateur Radio Club net is usually held on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere with a PL 100.0 plus offset. The last 2 Sundays they've been using the Belvedere UHF repeater. I'm not able to get into that one. I can hear it, but I can't get into it at all. So I think it's 442.875 or whatever, but tune in. I don't know if we got the 375 repeater on the air or not, but tune in this coming Sunday evening at 8 o'clock and find out. The Whiteside County Aries Races net also meets at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 repeater in Sterling with PL 114.8 minus offset. Shouldn't have any problem getting into that repeater. The antenna is located 300 feet in the air on the Illinois State Police Troop 1 radio tower. Monday evenings, we've got the Monday evening the Rah-Rah Info net on this repeater. Larry, K9KGT, and I share the duties of net control. Okay, then Monday evenings at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon, the PL of 82.5 minus offset. The Lee County Aries group holds its Monday evening net. And at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb with a PL 100.0 plus minus offset, I should say, the Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club holds its Monday evening net. Tuesday evening. Now, the guys down in Ogle County recently started up a brand new net. It's the Ogle County Amateur Radio net. That meets at 8:30 p.m. on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with a PL 146.2 plus offset. They did not have a net this past Tuesday because it was a 4th of July night. But they'll have one this coming Tuesday. If they have time, they'll go to and they'll have a simplex net on 146.595 in simplex. Then at 9 o'clock they'll go back to 147.165 repeater for the Ogle County Amateur Radio net for Aries Skywarn. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, the PL 114.8 plus offset. I host the weekly Scenes of County Aries net. At 7:30 p.m. on the 147.120 repeater in Boyd with a PL 123.0 plus offset, Greater Boyd Amateur Radio Club holds its Wednesday evening net. Then at 8 o'clock here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset, we have our Wednesday evening swap net. Mel, K9RFD, and I share the duties of net control operator. Mel brings us Hampshire Radio Newsline, 15-minute independent news broadcast devoted entirely to Hampshire Radio. Okay, now Thursdays. First of all, I want to tell you, Ricky, WX9RLT has a part-time job, so he is not able to do the net at this time. So what I've done, I've combined the Northern Illinois Skywarn training net and the Thursday evening health and tech net into one. Last night I was asking anybody survived the storm on Wednesday, and then that was about it. But that net is held on this repeater at 7 p.m. You know what? I better go back. I forgot about. Yeah, Tuesday. Yes, 7 p.m. Tuesday evening health tech and social net on this repeater with Larry H9GO. Also at 7 o'clock on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville, PL 123.0 minus off at the Rock County Aries race season that is held. Okay, now go back to Thursday. Chad, W9AXD in Janesville has a simplex net, which takes place on 146.400 simplex in Janesville. He just moved the net, and the net now starts at 8 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. That's the Rock County simplex net. I checked in along with Joe N9 ZIP, and of course Chad, W9AXD is net control. So that's what takes place at 8 p.m. on Thursdays now. Rock County simplex net on 146.400 simplex. Station, go ahead.
KD9EPZ, evening, Jimmy.
Good evening, Al. What's going on with you?
Oh, nothing. The same old still. They still haven't gotten me anybody.
I'm sorry to hear that, Al. Well, I'll tell you what. My lady who used to work at Help at Home, she quit. She's got another position. They haven't called me back yet, so we're both in the same boat.
Just getting worried. There's been some talk. If they can't get me, my doctor wants to. They can't get me. Anybody wants to put me in a home, which I do not want.
I'd let them know that too. You tell them if push comes to shove, you don't want to do this. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. But if push comes to shove, just tell them no. If the time comes for me to leave this world, I'm ready to go. That's the way to put it.
Definitely don't want to do that. I don't know. That, and I've been, doing work on my mobile home and getting some stuff trying to get getting stuff together to fix my antenna over here. I already got it paid for. It's not here, but I'm putting a whole new mast up and everything. I'm going to be a little bit higher than I was before, and I'm also putting up a horizontal antenna for a 2-meter sideband.
This K9G started Friday Night Funded on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transferring from Friday Night Funded Central Report. Okay, Al, well, sounds good. I guess you gotta do what you gotta do.
I've got to get all the stuff together, and then I've got to get people to help put it up.
I hear you. Okay. That's enough of that. Tonight I'm asking you, we just got done celebrating the 4th of July. What is your favorite holiday? Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, 4th of July, what do you say?
Oh, I would probably say Christmas.
That's what a lot of people are saying there. It's down between Thanksgiving and Christmas. I say my favorite holidays are 4th of July, Easter, and Thanksgiving. So that's how that goes. So that's the way it is. Okay, Al. Nothing much happening here, so I'll say 7-3. Thank you for checking in. You have a good evening.
Okay, Jimmy. Evening. I know I dozed off for a bit, and I realized it was getting late, and I figured I better check in.
Well, I'm glad you did, Al. Otherwise, I would have put you down as an honorary check-in. Have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. K9GCR.
Okay, Jimmy. Have a good evening. K9EPZ back to that.
Yeah, we'll get you down. We'll catch you on the rag tune net tomorrow night. Okay. Any more stations wishing to check in the Friday night fun net? Please go now. Well, now that 13 counties is almost over, I think I'm going to end up with 7 contacts. So maybe I'll start checking into that other special event on 2 meters. So okay, let's do the answers code. Just a minute. Hold on here. Hold on. Hey, Al, K9EPZ, you still there?
K9EPZ.
Now, what's that contest that's going on 2 meters now? It's similar to the one they did last winter?
Yeah, it's Summer Thunder, and it's basically just like Winter Heat was last winter, but it's for the entire month of July. And yeah, I've been doing it as best I can. It's a lot of fun. I think my best contact so far distance-wise 147 miles or 157 miles. Down south in Illinois, and then I've been doing quite a bit of contacts in Iowa, probably the furthest one being 127 miles.
Well, that's great, Al. Congratulations there.
Well, I got to give the credit where credit's due. Some of the people I've been talking to have got, amplifiers and beams, which I don't have. So their station's good enough to hear me, and for me to hear them. Not particularly mine is.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Al, thanks for that information. Summer Thunder, I'll remember that. I'll scan the man, see what I can pick up there. Thanks, Saturday. Talk to you later.
Anybody want information, go to hamactive.com. And all the information there, and they can sign up, and got a very, very good logging system. You log your contacts right on the website.
Okay, it sounds good, Al. Thanks for that information. 7-3, you have a good evening. Maybe we'll catch you tomorrow night in the rag tune net. Now we're going to do the amateur's code. 1. The answer is considerate. We never knowingly uses the air in such a way as to lessen the pleasures of others. 2. The answer is loyal. He offers his loyalty, encouragement, and support to his fellow radio amateurs, his local club, and to the American Radio Relay League to which amateur radio is represented. 3. The amateur is progressive. He keeps the station abreast of science. It is well-built and efficient. His operating practice is above reproach. 4. The amateur is friendly. Stolen patients sending when requested. Friendly advice and a counsel to the beginner. Kindly assistance. Cooperation and consideration for the interests of others. These are marks of the amateur spirit. 5. The amateur is balanced. Radio is his hobby. He never allows it to interfere with any of his duties he owes to his home, his job, his school, or his community. 6. The amateur is patriotic. His knowledge and his station are always ready for the service of his country and his community. That's the amateur's code. As Tony, K9RFD, or EC here at Stevenson County always says, some to live by not only on the radio, but throughout life itself. Okay, are there any more stations who'd like to check the Friday night fun at this time? Please call now. Okay, I would like to thank Dan, N9DCH, the trustee of the repeater, and the 195 group for allowing us to use this repeater to host a Friday night fun net and every other net we hold. Hopefully, sometime this year, the antenna system for the 6-1 repeater will be repaired, and we can go back to using that repeater again. But this is great that we can use this repeater. Okay, now I'm going to run down the list of stations that checked in so far during the net. Myself, K9GCR, net control. W9GU Art or W9 Grumpy Uncle is my one and only early bird check-in. All right. These are the stations that check. K9SAG Dan, K9VU Mike and Janesville, KB9ULE Corey down in Ogle County. Those are my early bird at short time check-ins. K9KGT, N9SBJ, W3MBX, N9EGF, AC9NW, K9SSB, K9YBG, W9JTC, K9MED. Live streaming this net on the internet and recording for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Center Facebook page. Next one, I thank Norm, K9RGG, AC9GO, Larry and Rockton, K9MAP, Carrie, the Duke of Digital DX, K9CFL moved his new QTH today, K9YI, Scott Monroe, KE9N, Curtin Roscoe, and K9FLO, K9Dean in Roscoe. KF9SD, my one that did internet check-in, and last but certainly not least, Al, K9ETZ. Got a total of one early bird check-in, and got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 on-air check-ins, one internet check-in, and one early bird check-in leaves a grand total of 23 check-ins. We have any more stations you want to check in, please call now. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. Any stations you want to check in, please call now. Okay, at this time, I'm going to do my honorary check-ins. Starting with N9ARB, Tony, REC here at Stevenson County. For HC honorary check-in, N9TAB, HC honorary check-in, Tracy, that's Tony's better half. HC honorary check-ins, We mustn't forget the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club south of Rockford. 889 Silver Fox. And his wife Sue at the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club. That's what Bill Corse, who had that big band show every Sunday evening on the WEKZ FM 937, used to say. Then Justin, K9FDO, he called me on the phone this past Wednesday. He's doing fine. He's planning on getting back on the radio soon. One of the best guys in the whole world. He doesn't listen, he doesn't check in every Friday night, but he listens every Friday night. Richard, N9ZO. Well, actually, he checked in Swanton traffic last Friday night. Richard and Belvedere, honorary check-in. W9RFD. 18 honorary check-in. Let's see. Oh, good. Monday, Tuesday, 87 degrees. Gonna get warm again. Then get those fans and ACs going. Hooray. All right. Let's see now. I'm trying to think. W9KLG, Kevin HC honorary check-in. Okay, let's see. AC9, AZ, Mike HC honorary check-in. Okay, I'm trying to say. Oh yes. One moment, please. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, yeah. Tom was Robert at KC9ICH. Robert, HC honorary check-in. He checked in last week, so I got him gone down. One moment, please. Okay, next we got Brad, AH2I, the former WW9 WWW, 89G, and the WW2D. He's gone through so many call signs, it's pathetic. He came up with the idea of a Friday night fun net, so he, okay. This is KC9GCR with the Friday night fun net. On the K9RFD Repeater Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun at Central Air and Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, you know where your children are at. Winnebago County Jail is going into lockdown every evening at 10 p.m. Their dispatch calls all the correctional officers, lockdown, put all the jailbirds to bed now, lights out, nighty-night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. That's what my mother used to say when I was a kid growing up. Yeah, Kerry K9MED was telling me he was listening to the Winnebago County jail frequencies, and every evening at 10 p.m. the dispatch comes on and says, lockdown, so okay. Now continuing with the honorary check-ins. Oh, they're having the news about our Tuddy Baker days there. Good. Okay, now we're going to finish our honorary check-ins. Now we're going to do our Stevenson County honorary check-ins now. Okay. KD9LOA, Brandon and Lena, HC honorary check-in. John, KD9OVJ, John McConnell, tonight he's in Lena and 11th ambulance. He's working his shift. He's successfully completed every contact on 13 colonies, including the 3 bonus stations. So that's good. Okay, let's see now. All right. Hold on. N9WSQ. George, our K9RFD Repeater Association president. One moment, please. Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations who'd like to check the Friday night fun net? Please go now. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I want to thank everybody for checking in. It was a successful net. I think Thanksgiving and Christmas won the day, or won the night, if you say, for the favorite holidays. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, I want to thank everybody for checking in. Be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your brothers and sisters, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your your neighbors, your grandparents, your neighbors, across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the checkout counter of your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the counter of your convenience store. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter at your post office you buy your stamps. Your envelope stamps are going up now, by the way. It was on the news. Be sure you tell your waiters, your waitresses, and your bartenders at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Be sure you tell your new car dealer, your used car dealer, your garage mechanic. Be sure you tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your mullahs, your ayatollahs, or your imams. Be sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, your divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your one moment, please. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, of course, your old ladies about the Friday night fun. More check-ins are better than that. Make sure you have valid FCC license before you check in. We do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. If you take a knee or sit in the clubhouse or clench your fists when the national anthem is being played, we don't take your check-ins. If you don't pack the blue, we don't take your check-ins. Plain and simple. Okay. I want to thank everybody for checking in tonight. It was a great net. Total of 36 check-ins overall. With that, tune in again next week, same time, same repeater for another edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jim, K9GCR. Now, goes now this Friday, July 7, 2023 edition of Friday Night Fun Net. And return the repeater to the frequency of normal amp radio use at 10:07 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 3 hours, 7 minutes Zulu time with a total of 36 check-ins overall. 7-3s, have a good evening and enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you down the log. This is K9GCR saying, wishing you all a very pleasant good night. 7-3. K9MED, K9MED, K9GCR. Go ahead and post it, Mike. 2 hours, 7 minute net with an unofficial count of 36 check-ins overall. 7-3, Mike. Thanks for all you do. Have a good evening. Talk to you next Friday night. K9GCR, be clear. Good night.